Steve Jobs didn't say that hiring the best is one of your tasks. He said it's your most important task. So let's keep going. Now we've determined what you're looking for in both competencies and DNA. Now it's time to get the word out. And for years, job descriptions were the way to do that. I have read thousands of job descriptions in my time. You probably have too. And 95% aren't worth the paper that they're written on. You know what I'm talking about. And your company is probably one that falls into this category. Who will these things attract? Nobody. Or people that are desperate for a job. Let me share a short story. A few months ago, I worked with one of my clients who's in the real estate field with very typical job descriptions. They were awful. I introduced her to a professional copywriter, and she spent a couple of $100 to overhaul them. Within a week, the difference was massive, more than 10 times the effectiveness in pulling in great candidates. So the rookie mistake that people make is boring and restrictive job descriptions that don't attract the best candidates. You know, a laundry list of phrases like you must have and required and prior work experience and apply now. Ugh, I'm sure you've seen this. So why doesn't this approach work? Well, it's very clear. First, rock stars are employed. They must be enticed and lured and teased, but most job descriptions are so uninspiring. Make no mistake, this is about seduction. Second, candidates take that list of requirements literally. So that bullet point list, you know, it sounds kind of like a hostage negotiation letter. Candidates must have this. Candidates must have that. They must have this other thing. That's lazy. That is simply copying and pasting the scorecard and calling it a job description. Now get this. According to Harvard Business Review in 2014, they found in a study that 90% of people will not apply to a job when it has that laundry list of bullet points and they don't think they match. And it's not because of lack of confidence. When they asked people, why didn't you apply? They said, well, I assumed they were serious. I didn't want to waste my time and energy. I didn't meet the qualifications. So you're doing nothing but narrowing the field of candidates when you include that laundry list of bullet points, most of which are not relevant anyway. Now, the good news is your competitors probably stink at this. So you're going to create engaging job invitations that compel rock stars to have a confidential conversation with you. You want to increase the size of your pool. You want to fill your funnel. You don't want to constrain it artificially. And to do that, I want you to think like a marketer. Does that make sense? Write it from the candidate's point of view, just like a customer, not the employer's point of view. You're going to go from a list of bullet points of must-haves to a compelling explanation of the challenge that they'll tackle in that role. And even before selling the role, don't forget, we got to sell the industry and the company. Because I don't know about you, but unless you work for Apple or Facebook or Microsoft, it's very possible that the prospective candidates haven't even heard of your company, or at least don't know much about it. And they have no idea what your industry is all about. So your homework for this lesson, I just want to increase your awareness about this. So pull up 2 of your recent job descriptions. They could even be from your company's careers website. And I want you to get a big red marker and cross out the sections that don't appeal to candidates. They're there because it's easier for you. Jot down the missing pieces, things that you'd want to know if you were looking for a job that might compel you. In the next lesson, we're going to tear down an actual sample job invitation before you begin to create your first one. I'll see you then.